you guys, the housemates had their final wager presentation today. Drum rolls. I was so happy immediately when I said it. It just reminded me of the fact that the show is about to come to an end. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the life of me. I cannot wait. They should come outside. Let's see what's going to happen on the outside. I feel like outside is even going to be more interesting. We're going to see different dynamics here and there. So I can't wait to see them. Made them just to come outside. Let's see you on the outside, because this inside the house self is becoming very, very difficult to watch and cover and everything. So I was happy immediately people that said that. Let's now talk about the wager presentation, because it was hilarious. I found it very hilarious. It was hilarious to me and some other people, I guess. So welcome back to my channel, guys. If you are new here, please do want to subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that you can get notified each time I post a brand new video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So for their wager presentation, they were asked to develop a giant board game, and it has to be centered around how Gen Zs are making money and how they are also spending money, what they are spending their money on. Big Brother was just calling it Gen Z. I'm like, Gen Z. People are, where are you getting that name from? It was giving, tell me you're old school without telling me you're old school. I said, which one is Gen Z? But he was calling it Gen Z. So basically they were to create that, and it had some rules. So the rules of the game, the presentation, everything was, the game must be life size, yeah, and then it must have clear rules with a rule book, and then it must have the necessary game component, just everything that a game should have and all of that. So when they went in, they just like presented the game. It was Ipeleng and Black Boy that introduced the game. The game is called, they call their game Rara, that's representing rands and naira. So Ra from rands and then naira and the end of naira. So it's like a combination of the name was gotten from these two countries, right? So for the introduction, Ipeleng did the introduction, and then Black Boy now showed us the components of the game and what each part represents on the board, how the money is going to be made and all of that. Then it had a symbol in the middle representing rand and naira, and then the game had different characters. Like it had 4 characters in the game, and it was also representing people from like the two countries and their characteristics, like stylish, you know, just Gen Z type situation. So their names were we had Musa, Mbali, Amaka, and Sia. That's, you know, South African names and Nigerian names, right? Then they also had a rule book. I'm talking about the different components of the game and how the game is supposed to be played. So for how they play the game proper, the way they introduced it was quite interesting. So first of all, we had Kosi and Kanaga Jr. that, you know, were like boyfriend and girlfriend, Gen Z, curious type situation. So they went in to a place and they're like, okay, we are seeing the dice on the floor. What are we going to do with it? Are we supposed to roll it? What's going on here? So, you know, curious Gen Z type situation, they now started playing it. They didn't know what it was. So immediately they threw the die on the floor. It was now them activating the actual characters of the game, because they used real life characters of the game. They used like the housemates as the real life characters. So for the characters, we had Yvonne, Ebubu, Tati, and Justin. So that's particular act activated that. So as the characters were about to be activated, they were just like, what's going on here? What did we do? What exactly did we just do here? So they were kind of scared. And then the next thing, Black Boy and Ipeleng came in and they were scared, like, what's going on? So apparently Black Boy and Ipeleng were already in the game, since they were trying to play the game, because if you don't play the game, you cannot leave, you know, that kind of thing. So they were telling them that, bro, we have been in this game since, we're not able to leave. You guys have to play. We have to all play together. That's how we're going to leave, right? So I think this particular part was giving like Jumanji. I think they got the storyline from like one of those game situations, right? So they just told them, and that's how they now all agreed to play the game. And for the game, they will just throw the die, and the live characters will now go in, you know, they'll just keep counting as per the live characters. And what was really funny about the game was the way that the characters were behaving, the way they were tilting from left to right. Ebubu was looking so funny. So they were just like acting like real life game characters. We had Ebubu, we had Yvonne. It was, I don't know, I found it very hilarious, you guys. I don't even know how they lost the wager. They lost the wager. We're going to get to that part. But when I was seeing everything, I was like, you know, the way they were doing everything, I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. And then, you know, they just kept rolling. They were moving, rolling, moving. And another thing that was interesting was the way they were yabbing each other. So we had Ipeleng and Black Boy as a couple, Kosi and Kanaga Jr. as a couple. So they were just like, you know, yabbing each other as the game went on, like, oh, you're getting this. There's a part that Black Boy now called Kosi Blondie, and Kanaga Jr. was like, don't call her that anymore. So, you know, it was just like they added life to it, right? So they just kept playing, and then the game kept going. So we had Tabang as the game master, right? So he was giving bouncer, he was giving assassin. It was nice. Like, he looked really nice, and he played the part really well. He activated the deep voice in him, so he was just like telling them what to do, also reading out instructions for them when it was needed. So he was the one that was like coordinating the game basically. So they had their life-size game and then drawings and everything. So at the end of the day, they buzzed them out, yeah, because the game was getting long. Some people were finding it boring on the TL. I don't even know why, but like, I don't know, people are different. So they ended up buzzing them out, and the game was over. Then Big Brother now commended Tabang for the part he played as the game master, that it was really good, and I think it was really, really good. And that was it. The rest, Big Brother finished them. He finished their life. He finished life. He told them that he described it as a hanging fruit kind of thing. I was like, Big Brother. And then he also spoke about the fact that the things that he represented on the board, it was all about influencing, drinking, partying, that for them to limit the Gen Zs to that, the Gen Zs, because that's what he called it. So like, for them to limit them to that's not what Gen Z is all about, right? So that was like a letdown, and that's them limiting themselves as Gen Zs and all of that. So he was just throwing different bullets at them. And then he also told them that it's far from original. I guess it's because they got like the idea from a game like, you know, from somewhere. And then that's why he now told them that they had lost their wager. Tassie's face was just like, Big Brother, are you really gonna do this? So she was really sad. She looked really sad. She looked surprised. She looked sad. She looked like several emotions were going through her mind, right? Like, I'm sure several things were going through her mind. And you know that this is like the third wager presentation that she's head of house and they're losing. This time around is just her. Other times it's like usually like herself and what they call it, herself and Ibubu. So this time around it was just her, and so she was just really, really sad. For me, this is the first time I feel like they actually did really good as opposed to Big Brother's judgment. I enjoyed it. I don't know how they would have made something like that, like a task like that, interesting. I was thinking of how they would have done it, and they did make it interesting. The fact that they had the life-sized characters made it interesting. Imagine them just formulating the game, and then they go there, they'll just be throwing die, and they say, okay, so at this point you're supposed to move from this to this. It would have not really been like very interesting. So I like the fact that they had the characters that were funny and everything that they put into the game. So I did enjoy it. Black Boy is very, very creative. I know he brought a lot of the ideas. In fact, they put in the work together, the drawing, everything. They spent a lot of time on it. So I personally think they did well, but people that said it's the last one, so they were supposed to impress him beyond reasonable doubt. So people that it's your house, it's okay, it's all right. So for the pool party, immediately I started the pool party, and I saw them sitting around. I was like, I don't have hope. There's no hope here. I don't have hope on these people. So I just like, I don't think I'm gonna spend a lot of time watching it. Although Yvonne was dancing at a point. She was really, really dancing. First of all, had ginger. She later on went to sit down, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't have hope. In fact, all the parties the full parties this season has been somehow. Let me even check to see if there's anything. Let me know if I'll add more to this gist. You guys. They are still seated. Some people are standing and gisting. It's almost like the rest of them to go out and chill, go outside the main house and just chill, sit around and have a cool time. They're not even in the pool. They're by the pool, but they're not inside the pool. So yeah, if anything else happens during the pool party, I'm probably going to add it here or in another video, although I don't think anything is going to happen. But that's it for their final wager presentation and pool party, not the final one. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye. Love you.